Yo, good morning, good day, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Uncensored. Welcome back to the show. We're happy that you're here. I'm happy that I'm here. It's been a while. He almost took my job.
Yeah, I wasn't doing a good job.
Yo, almost took my job. The only one thing I know how to do. Thank you so much, guys. We're happy that we are back, and we're happy with the content that we've been producing for you guys. You know, we had two special episodes: forex, and crypto mining.
Yeah.
So obviously, as we've said when we started with the season, that we are basically. The whole season is dedicated to small businesses, right? Whether you want to start a small business or whether already you have an operating business and you would like to grow your profits or restructure your business or whatever the case may be, to be able to function and be happy with your business, basically. And then we've taken you through registering your business, funding, how to get funding. What was the other one? Accounting and bookkeeping, business tax. All that stuff is available on our YouTube channel. So if you've missed anything, you are more than welcome. Please do go back and watch those things again. And then we came back and we gave you Forex, right? So we felt the need to speak about Forex again because a lot of people are asking questions about it, you know. I feel like it's sort of like an untouched territory, and a lot of people are skeptical, but at the same time they want to know more about it. You know, most people. I mean, if you don't know enough about something, you tend to be skeptical about it and misjudge it and say, it's just a scam or whatever the case may be. But by God's grace, we were able to get someone that is a trader, that's practicing as a trader, and they did say they're making money. Yes, they've lost money, but I mean, if you can lose money and still do the thing again,
it means there's something good going on.
Yeah, so we just want to say thank you so much to Thabo, Nobrabonga for just giving us their time, you know, and welcoming us into their home for us to shoot those 2 episodes, you know, and we did also crypto mining.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Hey.
That's something I want to do as well.
Hey.
You know? Crypto mining, I had never heard of it before that episode, you know, so, and I also did my research about it, and I got quite a lot of information, and I'm ready. Are we doing it?
We're doing it.
Yeah,
we're doing it.
So yeah,
we'll do our research first.
we'll
do our
doing
homework.
our research. So Pratabo and Brabonga, thank you so much, guys. We truly appreciate it. And those episodes are still getting views on YouTube, you know, just to show that people are interested on these things. So today we're back again, right? So now we're in our home ground now.
Yeah, home territory,
Hometown
advantage on the couch.
Today we're talking about business banking. So the reason why I felt the need for us to speak about this is because, as you know, I have a small coffee shop, right? Here at church, you know, just to service church people. So I opened a business account with FNB.
Okay.
Right. So now when I open the account, obviously I have another account that I use with Capital.
So that's your personal account?
That's my personal account where I transact yonke into.
Yeah.
It's done well on that account. And then the FNB one, I was like, okay, with time, because I have this thing, Ikoka.
Okay.
So where a customer comes, they swipe, and then Ikoka would then pay me within 2 days straight into my Capitec account.
Okay.
But I haven't got. So when I opened the FNB account,
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of like not use my personal account anymore and use the FNB account.
Yeah.
But as I'm told, I haven't gotten the time to swap the banks, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's been. So, but now the FNB account has money, right?
Yeah.
I did deposit money to obviously to activate
active,
to keep it active, right?
Yeah.
But now that's the thing.
Yeah.
I thought me putting that money out keep it active.
Yeah.
I only found out 2 or 3 days ago when I went. So I wanted to go buy things for the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Mangfike Tilini, the card has been deactivated. and it's been 3 months without me using it.
Yeah.
You know, and how long few that cut as a span, and then
That embarrassment.
that
Sorry,
embarrassment. Sorry.
Pooch. Now handing your card over again.
And then they call that lady, that super lady, Pindi Void.
Hey.
Now that then made me realize that when I opened the account, I did not do my research.
Yeah.
You know, I did not know what it has to be. I have to at least use the card every day.
Yeah.
There has to be like yes, it's a zero account, but then for it to stay active, I have to use it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I saw it fit that we talk about these things, you know, because also when I was doing my research, I saw that there were a lot of banks that I could have chosen
Yeah.
that would have worked for me, you know, and I did not do that, you know. So that's why we're doing this now. That's why you're here. But I'm
My man.
It's good to see you, man.
It's good to
Welcome
be back, man. It's good to be back. Like I was doing your job. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's
Asking the
simple.
questions. It's nice to answer. Asking the questions. Yes.
So you prefer answering?
Yeah, it's better to answer. It's better to answer. Being on the other side, I think you're born for it, my man. I think you must be on that side.
No ways. How's it, bro?
No, more good, my man. I think this is actually a nice topic, to speak about. Yes, it should have been in the beginning, but we're learning as we go, and also through personal experiences, we're able to, get content for the topics that we speak about. Sure. So even with this whole banking, business banking topic, I've also got my, my stories to tell with it. And because you start off a business and what makes sense to open a business is to have a business account. Definitely. And with what you're saying as well is that we don't do a proper research. Sure. We don't even look, even if you are transacting on a daily basis, right? Yeah. You don't even look at the service charges, the monthly fees, how much you pay, for e-wallets, how much you pay for, for swipes, for taking cash out. Those things, I took it, I took it for granted. I didn't take them very seriously. I treated my business account the same way I treat my personal account.
Exactly.
Hey, boss. And we also got burnt,
Exactly.
We also got burnt. So, through you giving me the questions, I got some nice research and hopefully we can, educate people out there. But as always, people should go out there and do their research.
I'm just thinking, why do we then take those things for granted? Then what determines us choosing a bank? Because I just went for FNB. I've never used FNB.
I'm still with FNB.
And I never took the time out to compare prices.
Yeah.
Then do show,
Yeah.
your transactions, how much you pay, service fees, all those things, your admin fees. I never looked at those things. I was just I went online. It's easy to get this thing. I got it.
That's
and
quick. Yeah. now it's something else. Yeah. So I think with that being said, right, we get to a point where now you are transacting, now you're using the account now because you are in it now. Sometimes marketing plays a huge role in choosing, different type of banks. I mean, FNB, they're good for with their marketing. No, that's the first bank I also went for, But when you did our research, I realized, man, but there's actually more banks, even banks that I didn't even consider. They also have business accounts, which are also good as well, So I think with that being said, obviously this is just to open, this topic. Obviously, the best people to speak about obviously are the bankers or the business bankers who can go in detail with you. Depending obviously on the type of business that you have, the stuff that you are rendering or the services that you are rendering. So yeah, man.
Yeah,
great
definitely.
stuff.
What you're saying is true. We're just scraping the surface. You need to go do your research.
Yeah.
But now it's better because now we have put that thought in your mind. To say I need to do as little, such a small thing as banking might seem small, but you need to, those 250s every day or they count. So what are some of the things that one should consider? I think we've just mentioned them now, but obviously, what are some of the things that one should consider before choosing a business bank account?
So I think, when you're choosing a bank account, right, obviously, with some people, they prefer, in terms of location-wise, they prefer a bank that's closest to them.
Sure.
Number one is convenience. Choose a bank that's more convenient to you. If you have a problem, let's say with your card, with your cell phone banking, and you need to go to a branch, you don't have to travel now 30 minutes or 45 minutes, to go to your bank or meet your business banker, if that may be. So number one, I'd say convenience, right? Number two, the type of business that you are in will determine, the type of, let's say, transactional account or let's say business account that you choose, right? So if you are a person who does, let's say, a coffee shop, so that on Sundays you are busy, all right? So there's a lot of transactions happening on a Sunday as opposed to like on a daily basis, let's say like a spaza shop or like a petrol station, so forth, right? So that's number two, because even with that, there's certain banks that offer you the pay as you go. So like, as you say, like your 0 monthly fee, you only pay when you transact. Like you get, let's say 10, the first 10 swipes are free, the 10 first, EFTs are free, and then only you pay after that. So you have to determine, within your business, like, be realistic with what you do, on a daily basis. And then also the amount, or how can I put it, the turnover that you now do on a monthly basis. So if you now, let's say you're turning over, let's say 3,000 Rand, every Sunday, it's still relatively like entry level, how can I put a bank account, as opposed to someone who's doing, let's say, 30,000 Rand a day, or 100,000 Rand a month. Then with them, if let's say they've got a lot of swipings that they do a lot of cash deals, they do a lot of EFTs, so a lot of transactions are going in their account. So with them, it's a different package now. So those are the certain things. So number one, convenience. Number two, it has to be obviously the fees, like as you said, right? But number three, what I'd say as well is get a bank that will offer, like, that will treat you as a client. At the end of the day, you're giving them money, and business is a tricky environment. It's not like a personal one where your salary goes in there and then they call you, hey, Junior, you qualify for a credit card and an overdraft facility. You know what I'm saying? But with business, it's a different ball game, right? You are in the dark. Like most of the time, you don't know what you're doing. Right, even though you've got the research, but it's nice to be guided. So there's certain banks as well that give that guidance to say, all right, Junior, we see that you are transacting maybe 10 times a day on a daily basis. How about getting this facility or getting that facility? So number three, I'd say the service, the service offering that each bank gives you, position or putting it together with the money that you're paying on a monthly basis. So those, I can say that we can go on and on and on for days. Some people, they pick banks where my father used to bank with Capitec, or my grandfather used to bank with Capitec. It's the trusted bank, it's the family bank. Some of them trust it, some of them don't. Some of them use, let's say, as I, for example, my personal is Standard Bank, and my business is F&B. There's some people who want to diversify their stuff. There's some people who want everything in one pot. So, yeah, it's all. But those top three for me, I'd say, those are the most important things that you need to consider.
But then all this is making me realize the importance of, like, a business is a huge thing, whether small or big. And you need to do your research. You need to know what you're getting yourself into.
That's true.
Yeah. So with that said, what sort of like documentation would they require from you?
Yeah. So if you are alone, so it's a private company, but I'm the only director within the company. So they'll need my ID document, SIPS documents, so the company registration documents, proof of residence. So like your FICA documents, including your what's the company registration. So if there's more than one director, they'll need FICA documents for all. So if there's three of us who own this company now, they'll need all our FICA documents, also the FICA, the company registration forms as well. So those are the main documents that they need when when you're opening a business. Obviously, when you go to levels, then they want to look at your bank statement. Like if let's say I'm bank with FNB, and then I want to go to Standard Bank, let's say there's entrepreneurship level. So there, I think the turnover, if your business is turning over something like 5 million and above, then you get into that bracket. So with that, they'll need obviously documentation to prove that my turnover is Buma 5 bar. You know, so that's basically, you know, the supporting documents that you need when you're opening a business.
And so, do all South African banks offer business
Yeah.
accounts?
That's why I'm saying that I didn't know this, but like even Capitec has a business account.
No, it doesn't.
I'm telling you, my brother,
ways.
Capitec has a business account.
I would have known. I've been a Capitec
It's called the
since.
Global One account. They've got a business account.
Isn't that like so? Oh, global one in the sense that everything is under one.
They've got a
umbrella.
business. You have Capitec as a business account.
No way.
I'm telling you. That renders for the business needs. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to go.
So it's basically like, so that's what I'm saying. For them, it's Capitec. They let's say I can put, let's say their slogan or their motto is just simplicity.
Sure.
So with them, it's let's make banking simple. So they don't have like your extravagant services, business hubs and what and business bankers and so forth. So it's just a normal account that people can put money in your account, and that's
But
it.
then, what differentiates it to being like a business account? Then, in that sense,
No, that's what I'm saying. Because it's characterized as a business account. So that's what distinguishes it from your personal account. So you can have your personal account,
Yeah.
and you can have your business account.
then obviously the fees would be different.
Yeah.
Admin fees and
Yeah.
Transactions and all those
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So Capitec is.
I had no idea.
See, you're learning something. You're learning something. We're here to teach.
We are here to teach.
So yeah, so your major banks, FNB, Standard Bank, Netbank, Absa, Capitec, Bidvest also has a bank, a business bank as well, and an interesting one, Sasfin.
Sasfin.
Yeah, Sasfin also has a bank. Let's see what else. Old Mutual also has a bank, but it's not like a bank. It's more of like a money market account. So it's just more for savings.
Yes,
But
yes.
they put it under the business banking category. So that's
What
yeah.
about Discovery?
So Discovery, as yet, I don't think they've got one because they recently released the digital banking.
Yes, yes.
So as yet, we haven't heard anything yet. I stand to be corrected, but as far as when I did the research, nothing came under Discovery.
And there's this other one, Time Bank.
Time Bank. Time Bank is almost like Time Bank is for Pick and Pay.
Okay, let's just go through.
Yeah.
Obviously, they are like the huge ones. Like for example, the big banks. Like for example, Netbank.
Yeah.
The type of services that they offer.
Yeah.
If there are any like extra type of services that they offer, as you mentioned now, you mentioned about the entrepreneurial sort of like level. That and sort of like benefits
Yeah.
when it comes to like business banking.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know Netbank as your, like, for example, that offers business. I think that's why marketing plays a huge role. So Netbank, whoever's at Netbank, their marketing coordinators, please, yeah, we are here. We are telling you that please market more.
We are here.
Yeah, so they've got something called Simply Biz. So where they group, besides so now I'm just giving the added services,
Yes, yes,
So they got something called Simply Biz where they group like-minded entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So for example, you've got a coffee shop, so they'd link you up with other baristas who are bank with them. So obviously, so that you guys can engage more, you can talk more and share experiences amongst each other. So that's one of the benefits that Netbank has, right? So obviously within Netbank, depending on the categories that your business is at in terms of turnover, obviously you get at certain levels. But with that as well, there's certain monthly fees that you pay. So obviously the more transactions you have, the more monthly service fees that you will pay. You know what I'm saying? You also have FNB, our favorite bank, Because of marketing.
Just a quick
Yeah.
question, Tom. With the pay as you use, what does that mean under Netbank?
So pay as you use, basically what it means is that like other banks also have it. So what we see happening in the banking industry or in the finance industry is that when one bank comes up with a certain product, it's like other banks also follow suit as well. So they adopt the same thing. So pay as you go is basically the name is self-explanatory, but what happens that it's a 0 monthly fee. Okay. So if you don't use your account, you don't pay. Yeah. Basically, right? Yeah. And if you use your account, so they'll tell you, for swiping, maybe it's R5 or R3, per swiping. To EFT is so much. So you only pay what you use. Yes. So that's for basically, companies or businesses that don't have a lot of activities happening in the bank. So they, maybe transact maybe once a month or maybe once a week. So that might be something that they might consider, when it comes to choosing, an account for them.
No, I hear you.
Yeah. So, all right. Also, FNB has, your 0 monthly fees. So you pay no account fees and you enjoy unlimited free swipes.
Uncle, right?
So my story with FNB, I opened an account, this pay-as-you-go account, right? Where they give you so many unlimited swipes and so forth, right? Now the challenge came about and we were starting off. So they were doing, let's say, one project a month. It wasn't that busy, and I didn't foresee what would happen in the future. But then all of a sudden, business started picking up, and you're doing these smaller yana things. You're paying this person, you're paying supplier, you're buying this, you're buying that, and now in a day you're probably doing, let's say, 4 transactions. Sure. But now remember, my account was on a pay-as-you-go. So now I was speaking to someone who was saying that, did you actually check your monthly fees? How much are you paying every single month? Because I think they were saying that they pay something like 250 rand a month,
just to keep that active.
Yeah, with everything as or going.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. Anyway, that's when I checked my statement, and when I checked my statement, Junior Mpana, it was close to 800 rand.
A month.
A month on service fees. Monday morning I was there, boss.
Of course.
I was there.
You don't mess with the
I was like,
pocket.
hey, my sister, listen. Are there other choices? Are there other services that we can take?
Yeah.
And she told me, no, listen, because you transact a lot, you buy airtime a lot, you buy data a lot.
Yeah.
You take this account here. I can't remember what the name for it, but also I pay 250 rand, like base fee. That's it. So I pay 250 rand fixed fee, and I get to do whatever I need to do, right? So basically, I save something like 500 rand every single month, just by me speaking to someone, inquiring, hey man, what's happening with your stuff, So and that lady told me that, no, listen, it's because when you opened it, there wasn't a lot of activity happening in your account. Yes. But now that your business is growing, obviously, there's a lot of transactions, there's a lot of swipings, transferring of monies and so forth, e-wallets, buying of airtime. So that's why it came to that amount. I was like,
but it's crazy. Can't they find a way of telling you this thing?
Boss.
Just say, okay, now we see you're getting quite volume, you're getting quite a lot of work now, and manje vela izinto sezenza, so maybe would you like to upgrade to this package or something?
That's what I was saying, that it also comes with the services now that are being offered. So even my history with FNB, right? Because I've worked in a bank, and the branch there were business bankers as well. So business bankers are the ones that will tell you, true, now listen, there's a lot of transactions happening in your account. How about you switch to this platform here? So with Standard Bank, I know there's a lot of business bankers that are dedicated to individuals, right? With FNB, it's a different scenario. So with FNB, you'll get one business banker who is in charge of, let's say, 5 or 6 branches, and how many business accounts they have with them. And let's say Kyajunior is putting in, let's say, 10,000 rand a month. you know, as opposed to Tshepang, who's putting R1 million a month. Who will the attention go to? So exactly. So now that was just my thorn in the side when it came to.
You had to learn the hard way.
Hey, my
but
man.
sometimes we try to keep these things at 20 minutes per session, right? So that people can be able to watch them. So definitely we're going to have a part 2 of this. So we have to.
Yeah, we have to. There's a lot to say.
There's a lot.
We've been banned. We've been banned, boss.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. So this is obviously going to be part 1 of business banking accounts. We're coming back again next week for part 2. So stay tuned. Don't forget, we are on Instagram. We're on Instagram. We are on Google Podcasts. We are on Spotify. And what's the last one? Apple Podcast. And YouTube, obviously. But if you're watching this, it means you're on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Cheers.